Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. My name is Jasdeep Singh. I am Assistant Professor at Department of Computer Science and Engineering, RIMT University. So the topic of today is Introduction to Computer Networks. So first of all, we can go through the definition. Two or more computers that are sharing the resources with each other, that is computer networks. So it provide an ability to access the information, and it is responsible for transmitting, exchanging and sharing the data as well as the resources. Now the computer network could be wired or wireless. So as you see in the diagram, so there are a number of nodes that are connected with number of network devices. So depending on the wired or wireless transmission over the network. Now the best known example of computer network is the internet. Now computer network enable communication for every business, entertainment and the research purposes, and the examples are online search, email, audio and video sharing, e-commerce, live streaming and social networking. Now there are different concepts that can be used in the computer network. One of them is topology. So topology means the way in which nodes are connected in a network, the structure that defines the how the interconnecting nodes that can be in what type of structure. So there are different types of topologies such as bus topology, ring, star, mesh, tree, daisy chain and hybrid. And then a computer network also uses communication protocols over the digital interconnections to communicate. And also there are variety of nodes that can be connected within a computer network, include personal computers, servers, networking hardware and other specialized or general purpose host. And talking about the nodes of computer network, so generally a node can have two parts. One is host name, which is known as which we call it a memorable label, and the second one is network addresses, which we call as IP addresses. So basically host name are the memorable label for the nodes, which can rarely change after the initial assignment, and the network addresses, it serves for locating and identifying the nodes by the communication protocol such as internet protocol. And then characteristics of the computer network. So first one is resource sharing. So computer network enable the sharing of resources. We can share different resources with the different users, or you can say different nodes. For example, we are sharing the printer within a network, having a nodes that is connected within that network. Then communication speed, it provide a significant speed for the communication. And then backup, we can back up our data over the network, and we can access at any time that data if our node, our computer can go for a failure. Then scalability. So our computer network provide the scalability also. That means we can add as many as nodes, or you can say as many as devices into that network. And the next one is reliability. So it will also provide us the reliability. So reliability basically is the probability of occurrence of failure free system. That means that we call it as a reliable network. And then security. So there are different devices, networking devices, which provide an significant level of security, and the example is firewall. And then types of computer networks. So there are different types of computer networks depending on the geographical coverage area. For example, personal area network. So it is the smallest network. We call it as a home network, which is used for the personal use. And the range of the personal area network is less than 10 meter. That means we can use it as a home network for connecting. For example, we are connecting the various devices with the Bluetooth. For example, wireless keyboard is there, and the wireless mouse we can connect, and PDAs and other electronic equipments. The next one is local area network, that is called LAN. So it is used locally in the office building. The range is less than 150 meter, and we can use that. The third point is the metropolitan area network. Now, metropolitan area network used within a city and have a range of less than 50 kilometer. For example, cable TV network. And the last one is WAN, that is a wide area network. So we can use worldwide across the country. We can use the wide area network. And then moving towards the next slide, that is a building block of computer network. So first of all, the types of nodes that we are used in while building the computer network. So there are three types of node. We can classify it into three types. First one is end node, that is a sender and the receiving computer, which is at the end point, which can send or receive the information, and in between there are various types of nodes and the networking devices which can be used to forward that information, such as routers, switches, hub, etc., that are a part of data exchange. And then the third one is telecommunication link. So in the telecommunication link, it should be wireless or wired media, and there are also cables and connectors which are used for such communication. And now we go through one by one all the networking devices that can be used to build a network. First one is network interfaces, second one is the repeater and hub, then bridges and switches, then router, modem, gateway, firewall, and now we can go through one by one. First one is network interface, that is known as NIC or a network interface card, or we call it as a LAN card. Now it acts as a hardware interface between the computer and the network media. So it is the ability to process low level network information. So each NIC has its own MAC address, which identify that machine. So we can find the location of that particular node, and it support wired Ethernet and Wi-Fi wireless standards. And the second networking device is repeater. So repeater is basically used for repeating or retransmitting the signal whenever it can cover for a longer distance. So it cleans the signal from the unnecessary noise and regenerate it. So retransmitted the signal at higher power level so that it can cover longer distance without the degradation. Now the third one is hub. So we call it as a Ethernet hub. So it is used for connecting multiple Ethernet devices together, making them act as a single network segment. So basically hub is used as a broadcast type transmission. So whenever we want to broadcast the data. Now it results in the lot of unnecessary traffic being sent to all the devices on the network. So that is the disadvantage of using the hub. So basically hub is used especially in the smaller networks, and it is not suitable for large network. And for large network we use a switch which is called as intelligent hub, and the next networking device, that is switch. So switch only forward and filter the frames to the ports involved in the communication based on the network addresses in the packet. That means it provide one-to-one connection, not broadcasting the information to all the devices connected. So it manages node to node communication within a network. Now while a router sends information between the network, a switch sends information between the nodes in a single network. So that is the difference between the router and a switch. Now then there is a one term that is switching. So basically switching refers to how data is transferred between the devices in a network. So there are two types of switching methods. One is connection oriented, another one is connectionless switching. So in the connection oriented, a dedicated path is established between the source and the destination, and all the traffic sent through it, that dedicated connection. Now in the connectionless switching, each data unit, or we call it as a datagram, in which payload is encapsulated with the headers. So it is individually routed from source to destination using the routing table information, and there is no dedicated path in the connectionless switching. And then the types of switching. So there are three types of switching. First one is circuit switching. So in the circuit switching, which establish a dedicated communication path between the nodes in a network. So it assures the full bandwidth that is available onto that communication path, because that communication path is dedicated, as you see in the diagram. So the path that can be followed for the communication from the sending node A to the receiving node B is the S1 to S2, then S4 and S6. And the second one is the packet switching. So packet switching involves breaking down data segments into independent components called packets. So here the data can be break down into independent components, which is called packets, and the packets are of small size. There must be some MTU size, that is a maximum transmission unit size of that packet, and those packets can be sent over the communication link that is available. That means it can go through different routes, and at the receiver end the reassembly of those packets can be done, and then information can be sent over the receiver. Then the third one is message switching. So message switching is just like store and forward technique. So whenever the communication link is busy in sending some other traffic, then message switching store those packets, and whenever the communication link is free for use, then it can forward that packet. So it helps in reducing the traffic congestion in a network. And after that, the next networking device is bridge. So bridge, as the name implies, it is used for bridging that connects two separate networks. For example, connecting two LANs. So bridge help in multiplying the network capacity. So that is a big advantage of bridge. So a network bridge connect and filter the traffic between the two network segments, and at the data link layer, that is a layer 2 of the OSI model, to form a single network. And then the types of bridges. So there are three types of bridges. First one is local bridges, second one is remote bridges, and third one is wireless bridges. So local bridges, as the name implies, it is used for LANs, that is a local area network, and the remote bridges, it can be used to create a wide area network link between the LANs. Then wireless bridges. So wireless bridges can be used to join the LANs or connect remote devices to the LANs. The next one, networking device, is router. So router is an internet working device that forward the packets between the networks by processing the addressing or routing information included in the packet. So basically router is used for routing the packet, make an effective route from source to destination depending on the routing protocol that we are using in that particular communication network. Now it uses the routing table to determine the route information and the intended destination. Then the next networking device, that is a modem. So modem is also called as modulator and the demodulator. So basically a modem transmit, receive and convert the data from the digital format into one suitable for the transmission medium such as telephone lines. So basically when the data is sending by the sender, it must convert into the format that is suitable for the transmission of that data, and at the receiver end that data is again converted, or you can say demodulated into the digital format as received by the receiver. So the goal is to produce a signal that can be transmitted easily and decoded reliably to produce the original digital data. And then whether you use DSL, digital subscriber line, cable, fiber or the satellite internet, a modem is a device that translates signal from digital or analog form. That means from digital to analog and from analog to digital to what you see on the screen. Now in other words, a modem gets the internet to your devices. So we can read this statement so you can have very much clear understanding of the modem. So let's assume a modem is like an engine in a car, and without it your car will not be run. But the router is like a fuel pump, and because it gets gasoline means the internet where it needs to go. So that means modem is very much important for sending the information from one network to the another. Or you can say whenever you are using the internet, you need the modem. Then the next networking device is firewall. So firewall is the software for controlling the network security as well as the access rules. So firewall is inserted in connections between secure internal networks and potentially insecure external networks such as internet. That means firewall can protect our network, our local network from the externally insecure network. So it monitors and control incoming and outgoing network traffic. Now the next networking device, that is a gateway. So a gateway is a hardware device that acts as a gate or a passage between two networks. So a gateway serves as a single access point to connect dissimilar or a discrete networks using different protocols. So a network gateway converts the packets from one protocol to the another. A gateway functions as an entry and exit point to the network. So the feature that differentiates the gateway from the other network devices, that it can operate at any layer of the OSI model. So basically it is a point that you can say it is an entry point or the exit point to any network. Now on the basis of functionality, there are some prominent gateways are there. So first one is network gateway. So it provides an interface between the two dissimilar networks operating with a different protocol. And the second one is cloud storage gateway, which is used in the cloud applications. It facilitates the integration of private cloud storage into the applications. And the next one is internet to orbit gateway, that is also known as I2O. So basically it connects devices on the internet to satellite and spacecraft orbiting the earth. So there are two prominent internet to orbit gateway are Project Hermes and Global Educational Network for satellite operations. So these are the two names which we call it as a short form, GENSO and Hermes. So which is used for connecting through the internet with the satellite and the spacecraft orbiting in the earth. Then the next one is IoT gateway. So it serves as a connection point between the cloud and the controller, as well as sensors and the intelligent devices. So basically IoT means Internet of Things, and whenever we want to make a connection with those Internet of Things IoT devices, so we use the IoT gateway. So they connect IoT devices, cloud networks and user applications. Now the next one is VoIP trunk gateway. So it facilitates the data transmission between the landline phones and the fax machines with VoIP, that is a voice over IP network. So basically it allows for the interface of PSTN equipment to the VoIP. And now we reach to the end of the presentation. So at the end we look at by summarizing all the points. So computer networks enable us for transmitting, exchanging or sharing data and the resources. And the second one is the distinguish the networks on the basis of geographical coverage area named as personal area network, local area network, metropolitan area network and the wide area network. And the final point, networking devices such as NIC, which is also known as LAN card, then router, switch, firewall, gateway, etc. are essential building block for the computer networking. Now reaching at the conclusion, we see computer networks enable support for many applications and services which include providing the access to the World Wide Web, digital and interactive content, and then the second point is enable resource sharing and communication, then location independence such as remote access, that means we can access any of the data by using the computer network from the remote location. And the last one is security. So by using the firewall we can have a significant level of security for the network as well as for the data. So that's it for the lecture, and thank you for watching my lecture.